Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today I thought I would give you guys a brief update on our Alaska move and some information that we found out. To get ready for our big move next year, we have purchased the last 2 trailers that we need, and we went ahead and did that now because all the shipping companies that you talk to, they have to have the dimensions of the vehicle or the trailer. They ship them separate, not connected, but on the ferry they do ship them connected, and you have to know from the very front, whatever you have attached to the front, whether it's bumper guard or bike rack, whatever, all the way to the back of your vehicle, same thing. So we had to have those parameters in advance. So we've gone ahead and purchased those, and we have been getting all those measurements done and putting in information for quotes. So we are getting prepared for that. We're still waiting for the ferry information, and we will be letting you guys know more about that when we find out. And then of course looking into Alcan as a possible backup in case we opt to drive if it's too expensive to ship our stuff and the ferry is not an option. It's not a preferred way to go, it's just extra to drive for the younger drivers that we have in the family. It's a long haul from Texas, and then you got the border issues where if you are from the States and you have your 2A equipment, it can be problematic to cross the border. They can give you issues and it can really delay your travel by hours, and extra unpacking and unloading of stuff to see and all that, and we really don't want to mess with that if we can at all help it. So we're going to try to avoid that route if we can. Driving on the Alcan also can put an extra wear and tear on your vehicles and have potential damage issues, and with having 4 vehicles and trailers, we'd really rather not do that. So that's why we're leaning more heavily towards shipping or doing the ferry, just to take some of that extra wear and tear off of our vehicles. But that's something for you guys to know of what people are going through with that kind of equipment trying to move or go through to Alaska from the lower 48. We did find out on the Alaska Marine Highway ferry system on their largest ship, I think that's the Kennecott, correct me if I'm wrong, that the longest vehicle or trailer that you can put in there is 48 feet long. So if you are wanting to buy a trailer to take to Alaska with your stuff, it has to be shorter than 48 feet or shorter from the very tip of the tongue all the way to the back. If you have a bike rack, whatever it is, it has to be shorter than that. They literally cannot put anything longer than that in there because of the center structure that they have to go around. They can't physically get the stuff in there. So that's good information if you're looking to move to Alaska, what you need to limit yourself to. If you want or need to go longer, then you'll have to do one of the other shipping companies, and they can ship it. They use cranes to lift that stuff and put it onto their ships. That's not a problem. It just probably going to cost you more. For our animals, we have found out that we are not going to be taking our Shih Tzu with us, so we're going to be rehoming her. We're currently looking to find out if somebody is interested in rehoming her to take care of her, because she's a short-snouted dog, and we found out that short-snouted dogs have issues up north, even more with breathing issues than they already do, and we don't want to put her through that. So we're going to leave her behind. We haven't had her for very long, so I don't think it'll be terribly traumatic for her, hopefully, but we're going to try to find her a really good home, somebody who will love her and take good care of her and just keep her blessed down here where she can breathe better. For our fans of Miss Daisy and Marie, as you know from watching our shorts that TBK has been so diligent about putting out, they just rejoined the herd and have been having a good time with their friends and family. But they are going to be going to their new home hopefully in the next month. We're going to be getting them transferred probably before Thanksgiving if everything goes well. So be on the lookout for updated videos on that and their adventure getting moved to their new home with their new friends. So I know y'all will enjoy seeing that. We did get our hot tub sold and our smaller RV. Those 2 are now gone and off the property. TBK has been very busy with those trailers that we bought, as well as the ones we already had, and all the vehicles that are going to be towing said trailers, getting them ready for the long trip, making sure that the wheel bearings are all set, getting tires updated that need to be, making sure we have plenty of spares so that if we have any issues on the road, it should be fairly easy for us to get those taken care of until we get back to town and replace any tires that are messed up, get them fixed, whatever. Just to make life easier on us on the road, because that little preparation in advance really helps you out in the long run. He's also waiting until it gets a little bit cooler to do the repairs on our big RV, and then we'll get that listed and sold, and that will be off of our to-do list as well. That we look forward to that. But it's just been so hot and dry here. It's been in the 90s still, mid-90s if not higher, and feels like hundreds most days. So it's oppressively icky out there. We can't wait chalk one reason up why we want to be in Alaska already. That's not that hot up there right now. So just wanted to give you all an update on the things TBK is working on, the things we have been successful on, and things that are still on our to-do list. Everything takes time, and so that's why I've been giving myself checklists, and we've just been ticking things off and taking care of things as we can. And we've been getting a lot done. We are still downsizing, but we've got a lot of that done. A lot of things are left. Are some big pieces of furniture that we had decided to keep but we're not going to take with us, and then like refrigerators and freezers that we just aren't going to take up there because we can replace those once we get there, and they do take up a lot of room. So we're going to downsize those here and keep minimal to take with us. That should go really quickly once we get those listed on Facebook Marketplace. I don't see a problem with those getting sold quickly at all, so they're not a high priority yet. But I am getting close, after using up food to prepare for this trip to Alaska, to emptying out some of the freezers. So I'm going to be consolidating over the coming weeks so that we can start shedding some of those bigger pieces a little bit at a time and not have so much to do at once. It'll make it a little bit easier on us, I think. I hope, anyway.
Hey everybody, TBK here. As my loving wife mentioned, we're definitely doing a lot of work on the trailer. First of all, we have this Lamar trailer here. This is our 18-footer. It's a flatbed tandem axle, and for this one we don't actually need to do much with it other than changing the tires. The tires on here are old enough now that I want to go ahead and get them replaced before we do this many miles on the trip. So that one's really simple. This one we're gonna have a car on it and a few items up front, making sure to distribute our weight out. And then we have this nice fifth wheel moving trailer. Now this one is pretty big. We're actually about 38 foot on this trailer, so it's well below the requirements for the ferry, if that's the way we go. And it's also very well set up. So this is something we're easily going to be able to take up to Alcan if that's the way we choose to go. However we choose to do it, this is easily going to be able to put up with any of the punishment that we're going to be putting it through. But like the orange trailer, these tires are very old. I picked this up extremely cheap here in Texas, and I mean really cheap. But all the tires on it were bad, and all of the bearings had never been done on it. So new bearings were put on it, took care of all of that, and we're getting new tires for it. Now let me show you the cream of the crop. And here we have the longest trailer of all of them. This is a 40-foot flatbed trailer, or deck over, depending on how you want to call it. And this is literally 40 foot worth of deck material. Plus you have the additional length here on the front for the gooseneck itself. With this, we also have nice storage up at the front. We have a storage box. This is where we can put all of our chains and those kinds of things. And the other thing, this is a Horizon trailer. One of the things I really like about the Horizon trailer, and why I went hours away to pick this one up, is because it has a fold down step up at the front. So a lot of these have weld-on steps and they never move, which can cause you problems. So I wanted to get one that specifically had one that folded away. The other really nice thing about this trailer is it's actually 35 foot on the deck, and then we have 5 foot at the rear. Let me show you that. So one of the reasons why I wanted to get this specific trailer is because it had 35 foot up front, and then it has 5 foot here on the rear. Now this is still a usable deck. You can take a vehicle and you can actually back it up on here if you need to, but these make amazing flip down ramps. And as you can see, this makes it extremely simple in order for us to get any vehicles up here, any tractors, any large equipment. We can very easily run on this hotshot trailer without an issue whatsoever. Once you get the vehicle on top, you simply move it forward. You can flip up your ramps. Lock them back down, put them in place, and now you can actually back your vehicle up, have your tires on here, and you have plenty of places to strap everything down with. So here we see one of the vehicles that's going to be loaded on the flatbed. That's actually our Kubota L2501. But here you can see our last trailer that we're going to be taking with us. This one's a 28-foot, and that is from the very rear to just this front section here. This is a V-nose, so that is excluded on this length. Now, one of the things you'll notice on this is I have both of the wheels off, and the reason I have the wheels off of this is even though it's a 2017, nobody ever did a bearing job on this trailer. Unfortunately, most trailer manufacturers put in the bare minimum amount of grease. They are expecting people to actually come in and grease these axles. These are Lippert axles, Dexter, whatever you want to call them, and they have the Zerk fitting on the end to where it actually pushes the grease from the back to the front. As long as you don't over pump these, you can fully get grease to go down the entire spindle. Unfortunately, not a single owner ever did that with this trailer. So I proceeded to pull these spindles apart a couple of days ago, just expecting to do a basic bearing job on it. And unfortunately, all of these bearings had overheated because they did not have the proper amount of grease. Now, for those of you who've worked on bearings and stuff before, you know that your spindle should look nice and clean. And you can see here we have our outer bearing that has absolutely been run way too hot, and you can see the discoloration here on the inner part of the spindle. And the spindle isn't nearly as bad as the bearings were. The bearings are extremely bad. Not only did they have rust in them, not only did they have flat spots in them, but they had a varnish to them from being overheated. So I'm currently waiting for all the bearings to come in. Once they come in, I will be able to complete this task. And unfortunately, this trailer has 4 of 5 wheels that need to have new tires put on it. I do have one that is still good, but the other 4 absolutely need to be replaced. As you can see here, we have a nice little nick taken out and some dry rot on this particular tire. So that's why I don't trust these tires. There's no way that I want to have the load of furniture in here traveling all over North America. So lots of fun just doing some basic maintenance with the trailers to make sure that they're going to make it the thousands of miles that we're going to be pulling them. I'm definitely going through all of these items because we want to make sure that all of us, rather if we're seasoned pulling with trailers or fresh pulling with trailers, that we have a smooth, easy time hauling all of our stuff. Back over to my loving wife.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today on this update about our Alaska move. We are so grateful to have you joining us for this adventure, and we appreciate all the new subscribers that we've gotten lately. We know most of that is from Miss Daisy, and we don't blame you a bit. She is cute as a button, and we're so glad to have so many people who are just thrilled with watching her and loving on her through video. It has been awesome to see all the greetings that they have gotten from around the world, and we appreciate all the love that has been coming their way. Y'all have a very blessed day, and we'll see you next time.